Hi guys, this is Archimedes Tutor, and in this lesson we're going to be going over area of a triangle with trigonometry and sort of with the sine law. In the previous grade 11 lesson we learned secondary trigonomic ratios or reciprocal trigonomic ratios such as cosecant, secant, and cotangent. We won't be needing them in this lesson. So there's a specific way of finding the area of a triangle using trigonometry. Let me just draw a triangle to start. There we go. I have my small triangle here, and we don't know if it's isosceles or equilateral or scalene. But we do know that the area of a triangle has a general formula of base times height divided by 2. So we have triangle ABC here, and I'm just going to label BC as 8 meters. So right now we only have one side length that is known to us. So we'll call it our base. So if that's the base, then the height must be ... So this will be our height, labeled H. And you can notice that this dotted line splits this triangle ABC into two right triangles. So let me just draw the right angles here and here. Okay. So now that we have 8 meters, we need to find the height. Once we have the height, we can input the base and height into our formula, divided by 2, and we get our area. So we need more information. We can't solve this with just the base. So how do we find the height? We might need an angle over here or over here. Well, we can't really have angle A, since it will be hard to determine what this part of the portion is, the small part. But if we have angle B, then we can easily find the height. So let's call angle B 40 degrees. It's kind of getting crowded here. That's 40 degrees. And the same thing with 8 meters. We don't know what the distance from B to the dotted line is. So I need one more side length. I can't have the height, so I will pick AB. So suppose AB is something like 5 meters. So when AB is 5 meters and angle B is 40 meters and the base is 8 meters, we can use a trigonomic ratio to find H. So I have my reference angle here, which is 40 degrees. I have the hypotenuse, which is 5 meters, and the dotted line is the opposite. So what ratio shall I use? I have hypotenuse and I need to find the opposite. So I will use the sine ratio since it contains both opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm going to write over here sine of 40 degrees equals opposite or hypotenuse, we'll call that height or H, and the hypotenuse is 5 meters. So now to isolate H and find the value of the height, we will just multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the denominator here. So these two cancel out. And sine of 40 meters times 5 meters. Let me just get my calculator here. Sine of 40 degrees times 5 meters equals approximately 3.2 meters. So H will approximately be 3.2 meters. Now that we have that, we can substitute our H and B value into our formula. So area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2 equals the base, which is 8 meters, and the height, which is 3.2 meters, divided by 2. 8 meters times 3.2 meters equals 25.6 meters squared. Divided by 2 gives us 12.8 meters squared. So our area in this case, therefore, area of triangle is 12.8 meters square, or square meters. Let me just give a quick review. So I started off with 8 meters, which was the base. I drew a dotted line to its vertex, which was A, and that made 2 right triangles. I had to find more information, so I let B represent 40 degrees, and still that wasn't enough information, so I let AB equal 5 meters. And after that, I used the trigonometric ratio, which is usually the sine ratio, to give us the height. And after getting both the base and height, I plugged it into my area of a triangle formula and got 12.8 meters squared. So basically, what do you notice about the information that was given? I had one side length, another side length, and an angle, which is between the 2 side lengths. So now we're going to derive a formula. So I have triangle ABC again, this time bigger, and this is how the sine law is used. So we learned in the sine law that sine of A divided by A equals sine of B divided by B equals sine of C divided by C. So this is A, and its opposite will be lowercase a. So I'm going to write lowercase a here. C opposite lowercase c, and B's opposite will be lowercase b. So suppose I was to be given the base, which was A. So the A will be the base in this case. Now I want to draw a dotted line to find the height. So if that's the base of the triangle, this will be the height of the triangle, the dotted line, labeled H. And that makes 2 right triangles. Remember, from the vertex to the base, the dotted line from the vertex to the base results in 2 right triangles. So we have one side length given. We need an angle here or here. If angle A were to be given, this portion will be difficult to determine since you can't just divide it by 2 to find this portion. Angle B will be much more comfortable, so we'll go with angle B. We'll call it theta. And we need one more side length. So since I have an angle here, AC will not make very sense since it won't be very helpful. So AB will be our 3rd side length. So we'll just circle it to indicate that we have 2 side lengths. A and C are our 2 side lengths. And we have an angle. So now let's make a formula out of this. The height is equal to the sine of B. So we'll write the sine of B equals the hypotenuse, which is H, or the height, and the hypotenuse, which is C. Now to separate the height, we'll just multiply both sides by C to get rid of the denominator, and the height is sine of B times C, times side length C. Now that's very important to remember. H equals sine of B times C. Okay. And the base is A. So now that we have area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2, we can substitute. So the base is A once more. So we're going to write A times sine of B times C. So this portion over here is your height, and the circle portion over here is the base. Then we divide it by 2. And that's our entire formula. It won't be such a pain to remember. I'm going to say it. Area of a triangle equals side length A times sine of B times C divided by 2. Also notice that our angle here is contained between two adjacent sides, A and C. So we can write this into more simpler form if it will help you remember. Area of a triangle equals sine of B times adjacent 1 times adjacent 2 divided by 2. Remember that there can be variations to this formula. So for example, if you were given angle B as the base instead of you were given side length B as the base instead of side length A, then you will draw a dotted line from here to there, making two right triangles. And then your formula can be something like sine of A times B times C divided by 2, or something else. And then you go on from there. So now let's apply this knowledge to real life applications. I have a word problem set up here for you to solve. And it states 3 fire towers in a forest are securing a given area from forest fires. Tower A is 12 kilometers from Tower B. Distance from Tower B to C is 18 meters. And the angle created at Fire Tower B is 25 degrees. Find the area the fire towers are securing. Round your answers to the nearest tenth. Okay, so here's the diagram. And I'm going to be uploading my answers for this question next week or so from now. It is definitely not to scale. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please click the subscribe button. My next lesson will be sinusoidal functions, which will be an interesting one. For more information on myself or Archimedes Tutor, or the lessons I will be uploading in the next few weeks, please visit my website www.archimedestutor.com.